Camissa, thanks for agreeing to answer these questions for us and for your willingness to come and help today in this event. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what made you decide to volunteer with CUNY Citizenship Now?
Well, first, my pleasure. The reason I decided to volunteer with CUNY Citizenship is because I think it's important to give back to the community. And as an immigrant, it's important for me to participate in such an event because there's so much help out there and so many people need it, and I think it's important to do that. I started volunteering back, I believe, in May. I did the first call-in session, and this is my 6th or 7th event about.
Is there any particular story of an immigrant that you helped at the event, an event that you remember? Maybe it is something, somebody that struggled a lot to become a permanent resident, or maybe it was just somebody who was going through so much that touched your heart, or in any other way. Do you remember any particularly touching story?
Actually, yes, I do. And that was at an event in Elmhurst, Queens. It was at a school. And there was this woman. She came in, and as she sat in the waiting area for participants, I went to her and I asked her, "Is everything okay? Did you answer the questions okay on the yellow sheet?" And she started crying. And it turns out she was not in the best of marriages. She had a very unsupportive husband and, verbally abusive husband. And she panicked over the fact that she forgot her social security card, and she didn't know whether she could call him to pick her up to go back home and return to the event in time. And it was really touching because she told me she's worked hard all her life. She was a factory worker. And it was a hard call to make. So I asked her if it would be okay for me to call her husband. And she allowed me to call her husband, so I got on her phone and I made the call. And he was surprisingly okay to bring the card to her. And I told her, we would give her the time to come back. I spoke to her supervisor, and the supervisor said, yeah, that's okay. We would, whatever time it takes for him to get here, a couple of hours, we would make sure she was seen. And she was very pleased. I got the warmest hug that day in a very long time, I must say, from a stranger. But yeah, there are stories like that that really touch your heart. I believe she was even eligible for a fee waiver. That's why she was so happy, and that's why she hugged me so closely, because she really got the help she needed that day. And I think it gave her a little boost too, that, though things may not be great at home, but hey, people here, you have 50 people who are attentive to you, and they care about you.
Why do you think that this work that you do as a volunteer impacts society at large? Do you think what you do here has any repercussions in people's lives? If you could give me your take on that.
Actually, I do. I believe that as the recipient of any sort of help, whether it's immigration, whether it be anything else, I think it has an impact on you. I'm not saying every single participant will be willing to give back or will give back. I know, though, that maybe, a few will go home and be willing to volunteer in other things. It may not be for citizenship, but I think it makes for a better society. Because when you come one day and you see people spending their day helping you at no cost, I think it does touch people. And I think it helps a society when people realize that it's not all about money and it's not all about what you can get out of something. It's about, what you can give. And I think they are, in turn, will be giving in their own way, or they will be impacted or affected or maybe sensitized to the idea of giving back to their community, their church, whatever organization they're interested in. So yes, I do.
So what keeps you coming back? Why is it that you keep coming to volunteer with us?
Well, I gotta be honest, as an immigrant, I did know a lot that happened in the background of, an immigrant and the process to go through the citizenship, application, and how many people are struggling today, the cost of attorneys, and I think it's really important to come here and do this for free. as I met so many people who couldn't afford an attorney. And the fees are expensive. The application itself is pretty expensive. And that's why I keep coming back, because I find that it's a very helpful endeavor. I would absolutely recommend others to volunteer. I think once you try it, the first time you come and you see that you actually are making a difference and you're doing something, I think, one time you're hooked, you will keep on coming back. So absolutely, I would encourage anyone to do this, to give back, immigrant or not.